Hello everyone, and I want to welcome you to the 50th anniversary celebration of the Tucson Juneteenth Festival. My name is Larry Starks, and I'm here with longtime A-Mountain resident, Mr. Henry Dixon. I'm here where it all began some 50 years ago at the Vista del Pueblo Park, aka A-Mountain Park. The park has changed over the years, but as a native Tucsonan, I can still hear the sounds of laughter, the fun, and the smell of barbecue in the air, as friends and family gather to celebrate this special day of freedom. Stay tuned with us today as some of our local clergy, some living legends, and our children will entertain you throughout this event. We understand in these stressful times of COVID-19 while we cannot be together in person, but we look forward to 2022 of being blessed to come back stronger and bigger. Now let's get the program started with the word of prayer from Amos Lewis of Rising Star Missionary Baptist Church, followed by the Black National Anthem sang by Miss Ada Red Austin, and the National Anthem sang by Miss Crystal J.
Hello, I'm Pastor Lewis, and it gives me great honor and privilege to lead you in prayer on today as we celebrate the 50th Juneteenth celebration right here in Tucson, Arizona. So let's bow for a word of prayer. Father God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity to come together virtually to be able to have a great celebration. We thank you for our freedom, oh dear God. And we pray for the Juneteenth committee, and we thank them for the hard work they have done. And we pray that you be with every person that's on the program today. And Lord, we pray for those who are watching. And we just pray that we will have a great time as we celebrate our freedom, continue to bless our country, and continue to bless us as we continue to do the things that you called us to do. Bless Tucson, bless Arizona, bless our country. This we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Pima Community College is proud to partner with the Tucson Juneteenth Committee on this year's celebration, Our Black is Beautiful. Pima has been actively supporting the Juneteenth celebration for the better part of a decade. I would like to acknowledge the Tucson Juneteenth Committee and its chair, Valerie Stanley. Valerie and her team have been great partners in the annual Juneteenth celebration of culture and remembrance. Pima Community College is proud of its long connection to Tucson's African American community. This year, Juneteenth became an official holiday on the college's calendar. Last year, we held college-wide seminars with Dr. Ibram X. Kendi, author of How to Be Anti-Racist. We are supporting initiatives by renowned local dance impresario Barbea Williams. Our Centers of Excellence initiative is built on a goal of achieving economic equity for those left behind by the pandemic and structural racism. We held public forums in collaboration with the NAACP and African American leaders, and other communities of color. Constructive community dialogue has never been more important. We have come a long way, but still have a long ways to go. End of last month marked the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa Massacre. It also marked the first anniversary of the murder of George Floyd. Please join me in thanking the Pima Community College video team, which has worked hard to ensure that you can enjoy today's celebration of dance, music, history, and fun. I would like to close with the words of Presidential Inauguration Poet Laureate Amanda Gorman. There is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it. Please have a great celebration. Thank you.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the roll faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us, facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. So let us march on till victory is won, is won, is won.
What is Juneteenth?
This world is one great battlefield with forces all arrayed. If in my heart I do not yield, I'll overcome someday. I'll overcome someday.
My name is Dr. Johnny Bowens. The first taking place in Tucson in 1970. The Juneteenth event's origin was attributed to the families of Morris Doty and Bobby Ray Dixon, who lived on the A Mountain area. These families migrated from Texas, which originated the first Juneteenth event or celebration. The event organizers first called the Juneteenth event as a little neighborhood get-together at Vista del Pueblo Park. In the following years, the Juneteenth festival expanded into a much more inclusive event, providing the community with historical presentations, exhibits, music, dance, parade, vendors selling food, arts, and craft. The best way to describe Juneteenth is through the following compilation of past Juneteenth festivals and images throughout the Tucson community.
With the racism is hovering over America now. And if we don't identify it, if we don't call it what it is, it's just hovering. But if we don't expose the wound of racism, it's going to grow. So this is what this is about right now.
There is a distinct slave narrative that goes throughout American history. And the fact that when slaves were freed, it didn't mean that the African American population gained the level of respect and equality that they deserved. And I think we suffer from that to this day.
We are at the Dunbar Cultural Center. We're having the 47th annual Juneteenth Festival indoors this year. Juneteenth is actually the largest known celebration commemorating the freeing of the last slaves in Galveston, Texas.
1863, January the 1st, the president announced that we are free, we being the African American. Since they didn't have a smartphone and text, they didn't get the word on time. June the 19th, 1865, General Granger rode into Galveston, Texas, said, "Rest of you guys are free."
So they dropped everything they were doing and they had a big party. So hence we celebrate Juneteenth in June every year. We have all different vendors here giving out information, giving everybody little giveaways and gifts and everything, just to learn about what's going on in the community. Festival is open to everybody, and we love seeing all nationalities, all races, all ages here, having a good time and not worrying about all the other drama that's going on in the world.
Be easy. Easy. Be easy. Let me tell you, baby, what I'm looking for. I want love in my life. That's an open door. I don't want a life with someone trying to hold me down. Set my spirit free and see the best you'll get from me. No jealousy, no playing around, no unnecessary changes. I never let you down. You'll never feel the pressure of how I love you true. Forever my desire, my love is all for you. Easy. That's how I want my love. Easy.
You gotta go with it, flow with it. Everybody's just gotta go with it. You gotta go with it, flow with it. And don't you let nothing get you down. You're calling me up and talking it through. Running around in circles and don't know what to do. You gotta kick back, taking the view.
Thank you for listening, and we encourage you to enjoy the virtual Juneteenth celebration.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, and just like that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming. But I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm not afraid to die. Oh, 'cause I know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. I go to the movies and I go downtown. And somebody keeps telling me, girl, don't you be hanging around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. And listen to this. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, brother, help me please. But then he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Oh, there's been times when I thought I couldn't last for so long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change will come. Oh, yes it will. And listen, then I go to my sister and I said, sister, sister, oh, help me please. But then she winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Oh, there's been times when I thought I couldn't last for so long, but y'all, I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, and I know change will come. Change gon' come. Yes, it will. Change will come.
Hello everyone, and thank you for continuing to join us on the 50th celebration of the Tucson Juneteenth Festival. I'm here at our second site of the Tucson Festival, here at the Kennedy Park Fiesta Center. This is where we moved from the A Mountain Park to a much larger venue where we had food booths and large bands and 3-day events. And again, all the food and love and just celebration that we can give at the Tucson community. During this time, we'd also like to thank PCC TV for allowing us to live stream on their video channel. And we're also going to hear from some local dignitaries as well as some local living legends on what Tucson Juneteenth has meant to them.
Hello everyone, I'm Mayor Regina Romero, and I want to congratulate all of the organizers for putting together such a special Juneteenth event. Happy Juneteenth, and I am very proud to proclaim in the city of Tucson Juneteenth for 2021. Whereas the United States of America was founded on the principles of freedom and justice for all, and the Civil War was fought to ensure that freedom was shared by all. Whereas General Gordon Granger read his third general order in Galveston, Texas, bringing freedom to the last of the enslaved in Texas on June 19, 1865, 2.5 years after the effective date of the Emancipation Proclamation. And whereas Juneteenth represents a very important milestone in American history, when our nation finally and truly became the land of the free. And whereas Juneteenth was recognized as America's second Independence Day in the United States Congress, Senate Joint Resolution 11, and House Joint Resolution 56 in 1997. And whereas many communities throughout the nation and across Arizona come together to celebrate Juneteenth as a day of freedom and to enjoy a spirit of peace, respect, and understanding. Now, therefore, I, Regina Romero, Mayor of the City of Tucson, Arizona, do hereby proclaim June 19th, 2021 to be Juneteenth, America's second Independence Day in this community, and encourage all our citizens to celebrate Juneteenth in the City of Tucson. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Tucson, Arizona to be affixed this 19th day of June, 2021.
So Cherry, tell us a little bit about your history here in Tucson and some of the things you've done here.
Okay, well, I'm excited about this interview for one thing. Juneteenth is a part of me. I'm from Texas and running around a little country town and enjoying Juneteenth because the most thing I liked about it was the food and family getting together, barbecuing, and everybody bringing their favorite dish. And that's one thing that when I moved out here I thought I was going to miss. But when I got to Tucson and I started working for the city, we started having Juneteenth at Vista del Pueblo Recreation Center. It wasn't nothing like it was at home. You know, when you leave home, it ain't nothing like that. But anyway, we started having basketball tournaments and talent shows, and they even let us have a stage and where we can show our talents. We had people selling and giving stuff away. It was just beautiful, just like a big old picnic. You know, when you're celebrating something like your freedom, you want to be free to do some good things, and we did. It was just like family, hugging and kissing everybody, and not like the day where you can't do that, so I'm glad we had a chance to do that then. But anyway, Juneteenth means to me family. Everybody was family. Everybody wasn't trying to outdo with their booth. It was just something really wonderful. And then they took it to Kennedy Park. And it wasn't as good as it was when we were at Vista del Pueblo, because then they was giving us free booths. Then when we moved it out of Vista del Pueblo Park, that's the neighborhood, just a little surrounding neighborhood there with people that was like sisters and brothers. Then when you expand, that's when things start happening. You know, everything, you can't capture the love of family the way we did at Vista del Pueblo. But anyway, I truly enjoyed it. I moved out here to get away from Texas and expand my ministry. I am a missionary and I love it. I do quite a bit of things. Police advisory board for 4 years, and I render prayer sometime at the mayor and council office. And one thing I always tell people, it ain't about me. It's about spreading the word. But anyway, I love Juneteenth, and each year, then we went to down to Liggins Park. One of the famous people here, down to Liggins Center, was named after her. So some great things have happened here to us since our freedom. You know, it's nothing like being free. We were so, you know, we heard from our ancestors a lot of things that happened and we wasn't free. And then when we found out that we could be free, then we went wild. We just started doing everything that make us happy. And I think that is part of God's plan. He don't want, no one is over us but him. So, you know, being in captivity and all of the stories we've heard about slavery, we had to overcome all of that stuff. And I thank God that I was a part of it, because it was a learning experience for me. Then I can tell my children, and they can tell their children when they hear the story about Juneteenth, because some you know, we don't want to be in that era. We don't want to do that. That don't sound good, and this and that. But it is, can I say, a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, because now it seems like everybody has come together. I've been with Juneteenth for many years, over 30 years, and I truly enjoy it.
Excellent. So if you could talk to some of the younger generation that really don't understand Juneteenth or know about Juneteenth, what would you advise them about the celebration?
To keep an open mind about what Juneteenth is, and keep striving to be the best young people and leave a legacy for other young people, a positive legacy. You know, we could say, oh, Juneteenth wasn't this, oh, Juneteenth on that, but Juneteenth was one of, to me, a gift from God because of how everything is right now. So if our children today could keep an open mind, you know, going and know it's all about family. That's the atmosphere that we wanted. It's not about who can sell the best ribs and who can cook the best fish. And because my sister Ellen Jones and Joe Alice Payne, we had a booth, and people would come from Phoenix just to get my tacos and my sister's catfish. And I woke up one morning on my job, and they brought me a news article with our picture in there, and it was showing our fish, and they said that I'm known for my tacos, so they named me Black Rosarita. So it's just been a lot of good things that have come out of Juneteenth over the years, and I am truly thankful. So if our children keep an open mind and not, oh, you know, Juneteenth wasn't this, it's all about slavery. It's not. It was a way to bring us together as family and to let people know that it is something positive and not nothing negative.
And who are some of the people, you know, originators of the Juneteenth? I understand when it first started at Vista del Pueblo, you were actually working at a store right there. Who are some of the people that you remember as a part of this in the beginnings?
Poor Jim Foley. He was one of, poor Jim Foley and myself ran the center down and up on the mountain they call Vista del Pueblo. And at that time, it was not a favorable place to work. All kind of things, event happened and fights and stuff, and they called Po Jim and I the police. They wouldn't call the police, they'd call me and Po Jim. And we'd go out there and we'd stop them, and then everything get back to normal. Over the years, they came to appreciate that it was a place for, you know, we wanted to be able in a safe place for our young people to come, and also parents. And then we had some of our grandparents there. They would all come and bring their chairs and sit up tents and tables and free food, and we just had a good time over the years. So it was a legacy that I would love for our young people today to know that Juneteenth is something meaningful and not just, oh, that's just old Juneteenth.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ms. Cherry. I really appreciate this time and effort, and I think this will live a long time in people's minds. And again, Tucson, this is a living legend here in Tucson, Ms. Cherry Jackson. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Tucson. We have another living legend here with Juneteenth celebrating our 50th anniversary, everyone. This is Mr. Terry Thomas, a.k.a.
Your live DJ Mr. T.
DJ Mr. T. You've been DJing in Tucson for how long now?
Over 40 years, since 1977.
So, and being a native Tucsonan, you've seen Juneteenth come and go and come again. So if you could just tell me in your words as a native Tucsonian, what does Juneteenth mean to you?
Well, Juneteenth to me, especially since I started going as a child, it means family, it means togetherness, it means remembering the legacy of Juneteenth, freedom. It's about freedom, and not just freedom of the people, but freedom to be able to challenge yourself to make not just Tucson, but make the world a better place. And I do believe that having the Juneteenth Festival and all the events around it just reminds us of the freedom and how we can be better citizens right here in Tucson.
And what are some of the fond memories that you have of Juneteenth? Once you even got older, what are some of your fond memories of Juneteenth?
The fond memories going all the way back to the A Mountain Park, where we celebrated great food, togetherness, families, whole families coming out to enjoy the festivities, and remember those who came before us, live bands, musicians, DJs, the whole works. It was just a great celebration, and I'm just loving that it's continuing on today.
And who are some of the people that you remember that's credited with being a part of Juneteenth that you remember there?
First and foremost, I'd like to recognize Mr. Bernie Starks, who was the president of the Juneteenth Committee at the time when I was on the committee, and I served on the committee probably over 12 years. And we did some dynamic things. They were really well. We were out at Kennedy Park at the time when I was on the board, and we got to take it to another level, and that just meant a lot to me at that time, and how it was well attended. And we've seen that attendance has kind of dwindled down over the years, not because of the Juneteenth Committee not doing an outstanding job. It's because I believe our citizens stop supporting this wonderful cause.
And so, leading into that, how can we get the support not just of the natives, but some of the younger generation that don't necessarily know about Juneteenth?
Well, that's a good question, because I believe some of those people, maybe not just involved with the Juneteenth Committee, we got to reach out to young adults and try to get them involved, and maybe, and it's not for everybody, as we know. However, for those who are involved, get them to kind of invite their peers, let them get involved and see what it's about, and it's a fun event. Yes, we know what Juneteenth about, those who have got a little history, but that doesn't mean we have to look back for the negative. We look forward for the positive, and that might be how we reach the young adults.
So what are some of your favorite foods at the Juneteenth?
Barbecue. I had barbecue, all the sweets. Mr. T love those sweets. All the sweet treats and all that good stuff. The food, excellent food, and just the entertainment, just seeing the entertainment from the young children all the way to us, to the bands, getting special acknowledgments and announcements that going on to keeping people involved with the community. And those are some of the things that yes, they are traditional, but those are some of the things that still need to continue so that it'll be as fabulous as it is.
All right, thank you, Mr. T. I really appreciate you, and Tucson loves you. You've been doing this for a long time, and thank you for your support, sir.
It's my pleasure. I love Tucson. Your live DJ, Mr. T.
All right, hello, Tucson. We would like to thank you again for joining us on our 50th celebration for our Juneteenth committee. Again, we have another living legend here in Tucson that we'd like to present to you. This is Mr. Ron Burton. Ron, again, is another living legend. He's been in Tucson for quite a while. He's seen Tucson Juneteenth come and go and come back again. So we just wanted to ask you a couple of questions, Ron, today. First of all, just kind of tell me some of the things you've done since you've been here in Tucson.
I'm a retired administrator for the city of Tucson, Tucson Parks and Recreation Department. I worked there for 43 years. I've seen that department grow and grow and grow. Gene Reed, the person they named the park after, was my first boss. And I got involved with Juneteenth because civic events was one of my job classifications, and so I kind of got sent over to the Juneteenth Festival as a representative for the Parks and Rec Department, the city of Tucson.
Excellent. So what was that when the Juneteenth was at Vista del Prado Park, or where was it at then?
Yes, it was it Prado or Pueblo? Vista del Pueblo, maybe it was Prado. Either way, yes, I'll never forget that. That park was the place that Morris Doty and I think it was Bobby Ray Dixon, a couple of founders here in Tucson of the Juneteenth Festival here in Tucson. They lived in the neighborhood. The park's a little park in the outskirts of the A Mountain area, and they came in and they wanted to have the park the festival exclusively at that park. So yes, I was there when they had the festival at that park.
So over the years, you've seen the Juneteenth as it first started and where it's at now. So I guess on a personal note, what does Juneteenth mean to you?
There's two answers to that. One is the true meaning of Juneteenth, when slaves in Texas and Louisiana or somewhere like that found out about their freedom. it's a little bit different to me because I came from Chicago, Illinois, and in Chicago, Illinois, we didn't know what Juneteenth was. As a matter of fact, we celebrated Independence Day on the 4th of July, and that just happened to be my birthday, so I really, really have celebrated the 4th of July all my life. And to come to Tucson and find out that there's another celebration for Independence Day was real important to me because to find out that the slaves found out 2 years later is a big thing. That's a long time. But my job got me involved in that as a person to kind of oversee what was going on. And it means a lot to me because I've seen it grow. And, you know, the celebration of any African Americans is real important because everybody talk about America. America, all Americans are everybody that's an American. So without even the part about the Juneteenth, without that being in history, that's a big loss of American history right there.
So what are some of the fun times, some of the fond memories you have about Juneteenth over the years?
That's a lot. I do remember this though, from the beginning. I wasn't, I think, at the first couple of years, but when I did get involved, Juneteenth was a neighborhood event. People used to cook food at their house, barbecue on the grills at their backyards, and bring all the food and stuff to the park to celebrate it. You know, we had entertainment that was local stuff. People, it wasn't anybody that was licensed or anybody that you had to pay or nothing like that. But it was a big gathering for people to just get together and have what I called it like an old family reunion, to get together and have a good old Black or African American picnic. The fun times was when we used to all get together and bring the food and compare the food, who cooked the best ribs, you know, who made the best potato pie, you know, and who could sing and who couldn't, who thought they could, that got up there and did it. And even the committee meetings were fun because everybody had an opinion, and everybody's opinion was to make it better than it was the time before.
Excellent. So what would you say to some of maybe the younger people who are listening and watching and don't necessarily know about Juneteenth and maybe even want to get involved? What would you say to them?
I say to them, first of all, you need to find out that Juneteenth is a part of American history. American history is comprised of everybody's history. You know, it's not only were the slavery part of history, not only was George Washington part of history, not only of the days of today we had a Black president as part of history, but Black history is a part of history. It's a part of American history. And I tell people, if you've been through the times that I've been through where they were trying to choose the name to call African Americans. You know, back in my day, you were colored, you were African American, and you were Black, you know, and yet we're all Americans. So I want to tell the young people, get involved in stuff like this, especially the way times are right now. Learn about your history because your history is part of the American history, not just Black history.
Excellent. Thank you, Ron. I want to really tell you, I appreciate you for everything you've done. I appreciate, I talked to my brother about you, and it's a long-time living legend, Ron Burton. God bless you, and thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tucson Juneteenth Festival as we continue our series of our living legends in Tucson. And today, right here, we have one of our living legends, Donna Liggins. Donna has one of the few people have a historical site named after her. The Northwest Neighborhood Center is named in your honor. So Donna, can you just kind of tell me some of the other things you've been involved with since you've been in Tucson?
Well, I was involved with the NAACP, the MLK, the Black Women's Task Force. I'm with the Progressive Women and various small groups that I go and attend to, but also, I was involved with Juneteenth for many years, I think over 30 plus years. And I worked with Johnny Bowens, Bernie Starks. I mean, we were like, I was not the first one, Cherry, Terry Thomas, Yvette Seitz. These are people that we work with, and I was still working for the city. And Juneteenth meant a lot to us because it started at A Mountain Park, and then we went on over to was it called Choya Park?
Kennedy Park,
Choya's Park to have it, and it was very nice there. We had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We started doing on Father's Day. We started on Friday with gospel, and then on Saturday we started about 12 o'clock on Saturday, and then on Sunday we would start after pretty much after 1 for the church to get out, and we would try to do things for Father's Day, and then after that we went to 2 days, which was Friday and Saturday. And we continued to meet, and it meant a lot because sometimes people came from all around Phoenix, close areas to come and see and be at the Juneteenth and enjoy. You know, we look very forward to that day for Juneteenth after it's got started, and we miss it, and it's still going on. This is the 50th year, and it's still going on. We're doing it a little different. We had it at the TCC, you know, in 2019, I think. And then in 2020, we couldn't do anything because of the pandemic. But now we're going to virtually do it again because we don't want to lose Juneteenth. We want it to go on. And right now, I think Valerie is the president over it, and I wish her well, and she's been doing a good job to keep it up. Miss Rose works with everybody. Everybody. She helps everybody in every case. I've never seen a person that volunteered like her, but she does. She volunteers with everybody. But it's always anything that I think the community can do for Juneteenth, I think they will do it. I'm willing to do it. I don't sit on the board anymore, but if they ask me anything that I can do, I'm always welcome to do that.
So what are some of your fondest memories of Juneteenth, even going back to the days of A Mountain Park or
well,
Kennedy?
A Mountain was more you bring your own food. Then, you know, we was just out in the park ourselves, you know, and that was fun. We had entertainment, we had music, people just volunteered whatever they had to offer. It was a very good time. Then the city stepped in, and then they started giving out hamburgers and hot dogs free out there then, and they didn't have really vendors at that time. Then when we moved to Choya, we started having vendors. We started setting up where people could have vendors of their own. And that was very good because they brought different people out to share their food, to share their cooking, and you know, and their articles, clothes. People came from Phoenix, they had more clothes than anything. We had everything out there that you would want to have that day. You know, we had ice cream, you know, people had sodas, we had all kind of food. So it was a very good time at that time. So I really enjoyed that. At that time it was for us, and we really enjoyed it.
Excellent. So what would you say to some of the younger people to have them get involved more with Juneteenth?
I would say to our younger people that to keep things that we have started and fought for and live for, to get involved. I know it might not be exactly, you think it's old and it's been around 50 years, why go on with it? But we struggle to get these days. We struggle to have these things, these adventures, these events here in Tucson. And we still need to have some of our culture here so other people will come again and maybe see what we're doing. So please get involved, you know, help us out. We're getting older, so we need people to help us out to keep some of the things that have been started by us to keep going.
Thank you so much, and that's Donna Liggins, another Tucson living legend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Never met a girl who makes me feel the way that you do. You're alright. Whenever I'm asked to make my dreams real, I say that you do. You're out of sight. So if I fall from, look out, baby, 'cause here I come. I'm cruising out the shoes, so get ready, so get ready. get ready. Get ready, 'cause here I come. On my way. Get ready, 'cause here I come. If you wanna play hide and seek with love, let me remind you. Be alright. The love and you're gonna miss and the time it takes to find you. Be outside. So fiddly-dee, fiddly-dum, look out, baby, 'cause here I come. So get ready, so get ready. Gonna try to make you love the baby, get ready, so get ready. 'Cause here I come. Get ready, 'cause here I come. On my way. Get ready, 'cause here I come. Get ready. All my friends shouldn't want you to, I understand it. Be alright. I hope I get to you before they do the way I planned it. Be outside. So twiddly-dee and twiddly-dum, look out, baby, 'cause here I come. And I believe my love is true, so get ready, so get ready. Baby, get ready, so get ready. 'Cause here I come. Get ready, 'cause here we come. On the way. Get ready, 'cause here we come. Get ready, 'cause here we come. On the way. Get ready, 'cause here we come. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. I guess you said, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, my girl. I got so much honey to be envy me. I got a sweeter sound than a bird in the trees. Well, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, talking about my girl, my girl. Ooh, ooh, yeah. All I can talk about is my girl, yeah. Hey, 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 my girl. Hey, hey, ooh, ooh, yeah. Come on, Mo. I don't need no money for shit or pay. Oh, baby. I got all the riches, baby. What man can claim? Oh, baby. I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl.
Hello everyone, I want to thank you again for continuing to be with us on the 50th celebration of the Juneteenth anniversary. We're here at one of our greatest sites for the Juneteenth celebration at the Liggins Center, aka the Northwest Neighborhood Center. I'm here with staff member Denise to help celebrate and commemorate this festival day, this fun-filled day. As we move forward, this center is named after one of the living legends here in Tucson, Ms. Donna Liggins. As we move forward in our program, please stay tuned for our Kids Zone, featuring entertainment from Dancing in the Streets, a rap video from Ali Dominique, whose family, the Thomas, is a legendary here in Tucson, and a University High School sophomore, Jordan Hart. Thank you.
Coming to you live from Huntington Beach, California on my vacation. I'm Antonio Lewis Hunter, and today I just wanted to advise you on how to register to vote if you have not. So the QR code that you see on the screen, you can scan that code, input your information, and just continue to check the status, and it's that easy. You'll be registered to vote. So once again, just scan the QR code on the screen, input your information, and just continuously check your status, and easy like that, you'll be registered to vote. Once again, I'm Antonio Lewis Hunter, lifestyle brand curator, and also student at Pima Community College, coming to you live from the beautiful Huntington Beach, California on my vacation. Everyone have a good day.
Our skin should not be a sin. Don't shoot. I can't breathe. I just want my Skittles. I'm sleeping in my own home. I'm just jogging. Our skin should not be a sin. According to dictionary.com, a sin is an immoral act considered to be a transgression against divine law. Each culture has its own interpretation of what it means to commit a sin. While sins are generally considered to be actions that are immoral or harmful, in America's eyes, we are the sin. From the beginning, the founders of this country have created a narrative that to be African American is a sin. Our U.S. Constitution states, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. But our skin color was not included in the Constitution's truth. In 1921, Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, was destroyed. The Rosewood Massacre of 1923 destroyed a town and killed Black lives. In both cases, a white woman yelled, "It was a Black man." In 1989, 5 innocent Black boys were accused of rape. Decades later, Trayvon Martin was shot and killed. In 2020, Ahmaud Arbery was killed while jogging black. Breonna Taylor was killed in her own home. George Floyd was handcuffed to the ground as an officer knelt on his neck for over 8 minutes. Jacob Blake was shot in the back 7 times while his kids watched in devastation. Daunte Wright was killed a few miles away from the Chauvin trial. You see, in America, African American is another word for guilty. Our skin should not be a sin. However, if you're white, the rules are different. Dylan Roof, who killed 9 innocent people at a church, lived to eat Burger King and have a fair trial. Last year, Kyle Rittenhouse walked past officers in Wisconsin after killing 2 people. He was not shot or killed. Our skin should not be a sin. Because of our skin, American media paints a picture that we are gangster, ghetto, and aggressive. This miseducation causes many of my peers to believe that we are inferior and that our own skin is a sin. But our skin is not a sin. From our skin, came the mother of all skins. From our skin came great kings and queens, the inventor of swag and lit, and the HBCU bands. From our skin came the first Black president of the United States. From our skin came great poets like Nikki Giovanni and Maya Angelou, and the first Black woman to become Vice President of the United States. How can anyone think that my skin is a sin? Marcus Garvey stated that our Black skin is not a badge of shame, but rather a glorious symbol of national greatness. Black is associated with power, strength, and authority. From my skin came great inventors, engineers, athletes, and entertainers. My skin is gifted. Maya Angelou said, "I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. My skin is not a sin." In the words of Nina Simone, "Oh, but my joy of today is that we can all be proud to say, to be young, gifted, and Black is where it is at. My skin is not a sin. Our skin should not be a sin."
Just come from the fountain, I'm just from the fountain, Lord. I just come from the fountain, His name is so sweet. Oh Lord, I just come from the fountain, I'm just from the fountain, Lord. I just come from the fountain, His name is so sweet. Oh sinner, do you love Jesus? Yes, yes, I do love my Jesus. Sinner, do you love Jesus? His name is so sweet. Oh Lord, I just come from the fountain, I'm just from the fountain, Lord. I just come from the fountain, His name is so sweet. Class leader, do you love Jesus? Yes, yes, I do love my Jesus. Leader, do you love Jesus? His name's so sweet. Oh Lord, I just come from the fountain, I'm just from the fountain, Lord. I just come from the fountain, His name's so sweet. Zanetta, do you love Jesus? Yes, yes, I do love my Jesus. Elder, do you love Jesus? His name's so sweet. Oh Lord, I just come from the fountain, I'm just from the fountain, Lord. I just come from the fountain, His name's so sweet. Oh Lord, I just come from the fountain, I'm just from the fountain, Lord. I just come from the fountain, His name so sweet. Non vi fate sentir carità, Andiamo femmine tu qual moneta, questa malefica razza indiscreta, andiamo per povero per vanità, andiamo per povero per vanità. Andiamo per povero per vanità, la 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 la, andiamo per povero per vanità. Andiamo per povero per vanità, la 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 la, andiamo per povero per vanità, andiamo per povero per vanità, andiamo per povero per vanità. Golden wine and Do you think of Africa? Blue nights and casual consonants. When you dance, do you think of Spain? Purple skirts and clipping castanets. Creole girl, Creole girl, Creole girl, Creole girl. Night comes, a Madonna clad in scented blue. Rose red her mouth, and deep her eyes. She lights her stars and turns to where beneath her silver lamp the moon upon a couch of shadow lies, a dreamy child. The wearied day.
Squad. Nah, don't cut none of this. Keep it all in there. Yeah. No punch.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Squad. Woo. I don't punch in. I just walk in the booth and a poof, man, it turn to a dungeon. I just jump in, no stretching, start flexing, no question, no pressure. My blessings come in abundance, 808 hit like concussion. I don't punch in. Yeah. I walk in the booth and the poof, man, it turn to a dungeon. Yeah. I just jump in, no stretching, start flexing, no question, no pressure. My blessings come in abundance, 808 hit like concussion. Manifest it if I need it. Yeah. I don't like doing no handouts. I've been the same since a fetus. I felt like I had it all planned out. I'm loving the way that it panned out. I turn myself into a brand now. I can turn a hater to a fan, turn a fan to a stand, cause I stand out. Excuse me, back when I used to be goofy. Back when I had my GoPro in a room shooting myself, producing. Classmates would judge me like Judy. Never really care how they view me, cause I had juice from YouTube, no cap. I would tell groupies who view me. Then I started to get older, but everything didn't go the way I wanted. I found that I gotta cop a different motive. Opposition showed up, I was tripping. Life was hard to get control of. I didn't even notice that I was prioritizing out of order. I was underwater, thought that I was drowning. All you haters tried to pull me to the bottom, but hold on, let me get it. Jesus, now I got them wishing they could come and get a feature. They try to get to me, but you ain't even on my region. Now I got them on these tippy toes and they reaching, cause I'm a beast with it. I'm a dog, I'm a creature, but they be trying to put me in a box like a pizza. With all the comments that they be dropping, they gotta stop it with all the talking and start doing research. Man, I be stomping up on them beatings on my feet hurt, going berserk. I'ma take what I deserve. Life feeling like a B-word, it could be worse. 31 until I meet up with the reaper. Hot like a fever, bring a knee nurse. I'ma have a seizure, spitting these words. Okay, listen, wait a minute. Now I gotta go and put a little bit of reverb in the speaker so that I can tell them what I don't punch in. I just walk in the booth and a poof, man, it turn to a dungeon. I just jump in, no stretching, start flexing, no question, no pressure. My blessings come in abundance, 808 hit like concussion. I don't punch in. Yeah. I walk in the booth and the poof, man, it turn to a dungeon. I just jump in, no stretching, start flexing, no question, no pressure. My blessings come in abundance, 808 hit like concussion.
Okay, I don't punch in, huh? One take with it hits my shit, make them sit like a luncheon. Got New York on my back when I spit like pumpkin. Patches, overseas be active, they be packing, got them hung off something. All these actors say I'm white when I rap, loose in the back, I'ma get them hung off something. Dogs with me going in now, looking at you niggas like you made a noise. When I get the check, I'ma show out. I be extra off the paper, boy. Tryna fuck with squad, it's a blowout. Got the hair dryer in the main drawer. I've been winning so much lately, I forgot what the champagne for, huh? Finito, in the club throwing C-notes. My shit jumped the house of pain, your shit jump like free throws. These pussy niggas so tight, they really been doing they Kegels. White dudes my studio hours, y'all don't really need those. White niggas gotta punch every word. I be in the studio fooling with all these niggas that be coming to turn. If they want in the verse, they gotta be truly into me, homeschooling everyone when I slur. My lungs work, all my air come and disperse, and it's worth whatever money you earn on the first, don't punch. And even when we get to the hook, got them shook, no swing, and it still gonna disperse.
I don't punch in. I just walk in the booth and a poof, man, it turn to a dungeon. I just jump in, no stretching, start flexing, no question, no pressure. My blessings come in abundance, 808 hit like concussion. I don't punch in. Yeah. I walk in the booth and the poof, man, it turn to a dungeon. I just jump in, no stretching, start flexing, no question, no pressure. My blessings come in abundance, 808 hit like concussion. Ali Tamanique, Zevin on the beat. Lex with us, had to flex with us, we gon' put them all to sleep, no punch.
Hello, and welcome to our Juneteenth celebration. Let's take a look back.
On January 1st, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, Juneteenth. However, it would be 2 years before the news would reach Texas. It was not until 1865, on June 19th, 2 months after the surrender of Confederate General Robert E. Lee at Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia, Union General Gordon Granger and approximately 1,800 federal troops arrived in Galveston, Texas, to take control of the state and enforce the Emancipation Proclamation.
Henceforth, this day has since been celebrated as Juneteenth, short for June 19th, also known as Emancipation Day. This day is a holiday commemorating the effective end of slavery in the United States. The Emancipation Proclamation Granger read General Order Number 3, which declare, in part, the people of Texas are informed that, in accordance with proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free.
Why wasn't the news related back to Texas letting slaves know that they have been freed? In Texas, slavery was relatively unaffected because the state experienced no large-scale fighting or significant presence of Union troops. Many slave owners from outside the Lone Star State viewed it as a haven and moved there with their slaves. After the war ended in the spring of 1865, General Granger's arrival in Galveston that June signaled freedom for Texas' 250,000 slaves. Although emancipation didn't happen overnight for everyone, in some cases, slave owners withheld the information until after harvest season. Celebrations broke out among newly freed blacks, and Juneteenth was born. That December, slavery in America was formally abolished with the adoption of the 13th Amendment.
As the tradition of Juneteenth spread across the United States, different localities put different spins on celebrations. In southern states, the holiday is traditionally celebrated with oral histories and readings, strawberry soda or red soda water, and barbecues. Some states serve up Marcus Garvey salad with red, green, and black beans in honor of the black nationalists. Rodeos have become a part of the tradition in the Southwest, while contests, concerts, and parades are a common theme across the country.
Great reminder, the Juneteenth flag is full of symbolism. The Juneteenth flag designer, I.J. Graff, packed lots of meaning into her design. The colors red, white, and blue echo the American flag to symbolize that the slaves and their descendants were Americans. The star in the middle pays homage to Texas, while bursting new star on the horizon of the red and blue fields represent a new freedom and a new people. In 1866, the Army formed the 10th Cavalry Regiment, also known as the Great Buffalo Soldiers. In 1870, the first American United States Senator, Hiram R. Revels, RP of Mississippi, was elected. In 1872, P.B.S. Pinchbeck is sworn in as the first Afro-American member to the U.S. House of Representatives. In 1877, Henry O. Flipper became the first Afro-American to graduate from West Point. In 1940, Benjamin O. Davis became the first Afro-American general in the United States Army. In 1964, Dr. Martin Luther King is awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, becoming the youngest person ever to receive that honor. In 1965, the Voting Rights Act was signed by President Lyndon B. Johnson. June 2020, the Senate unanimously confirmed General Charles Q. Brown, Jr. as the Air Force Chief of Staff, elevating a four-star general who is the first black man to hold the position and who recently spoke out about his experience with racism in America.
And in 2008, one of the most notable accomplishments thus far came when Barack Obama was elected to become the 44th President of the United States. President Obama served 2 terms and was the first African American to hold that office. So as we celebrate this time in history, let us remember the many contributions that so many African Americans have made.
Hello everyone, and thank you for continuing to watch us here on PCC TV with the 50th anniversary of our Juneteenth celebration here in Tucson. I'm here at the historical Dunbar School, and I'm sitting inside the Dunbar Barber Academy that's located here at the Dunbar. We understand how important education is in our community, and this is one of the sites of our latest Juneteenth celebrations. We also understand the importance of our local churches in our community. So at this time, we'd like to hear from some of our local clergy members to tell you exactly what Juneteenth means to them.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Ronte Jenkins. I'm the proud pastor of the Friendship Missionary Baptist Church right here in Tucson, Arizona. Today, I stand before you to commemorate and remember, celebrate Juneteenth, Freedom Day, Jubilee Day. I stand before you, ladies and gentlemen, a remnant of those individuals freed on that great day in 1865. Today will be marked by celebrations. Today will be marked by Reenactments today will be marked by celebrations and ceremonies all across this landed country. While we remember, ladies and gentlemen, what happened in 1865, let us also recognize our duties and responsibilities to make sure that those freedoms established on that great day are maintained and that they grow all the more. On behalf of myself and the Friendship Missionary Baptist Church, I want to thank Mr. Larry Starks and the Tucson Juneteenth Committee for the opportunity to be a part of this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day of recognition and commemoration. Come on, let's celebrate.
Hi, my name is Dr. DeMonte Hope, and I'm senior pastor of the Pilgrim Rest Missionary Baptist Church, president of the Interdenominational Ministerial Alliance, and board president of the Tucson Urban League. And here to talk about what does Juneteenth mean to me. Well, when I look at Juneteenth and how I review it and how I like to think about celebrating it is we celebrate the success of African Americans in our country. We know that slavery has drastically had an impact on the African Americans and Black Americans in this country, and our people were in slavery for a long time. As a matter of fact, the United States is known as being the most powerful and wealthiest country in our world. But what they don't tell you is how America got into the place that it is today. And the fact of the matter is it was off the backs of our ancestors, the descendants of Africans. The African and Black people 400 years ago helped our country to be where it is today. And so we're here to celebrate the emancipation of African Americans and Black Americans. And we know that it took all the way down into Texas in 1865 for all of the slaves to be set free. But the question is, do we really have freedom? You know, with all of the aftermath of the racial tensions that we have in our society, do we have emancipation? When police officers are still killing a lot of our Black brothers and sisters unarmed, are we really emancipated? When young Black boys and girls are being suspended 6 times the rate as a white student in schools that is promoting school to prison pipeline, are we really emancipated when the wealth gap between white and Black Americans is behind by 10 points? Are we really emancipated? I believe that emancipation is more than just physically being free from chains, but also being free from systemic and institutional racism that has created chains on the African American people in this country. So when we look at Juneteenth, let's come together, let's celebrate, let's have fun, let's fellowship, let's have food, let's vibe together. But make no mistake, after Juneteenth is over, we still have a whole lot of work to do. We still have to address many of the issues that Black Americans are having in this country today. And so Juneteenth to me is we celebrate part one, fellowship, come in unity, and let's celebrate those that have paved the way for us so that we can be where we are today. But at the same time, let's complete the vision of those that have lived before us and paved the way for us by, in our generation, doing all we can to bring equity, equality, and justice in this country. And so today, I'm happy to be a Black man, but I know that there's still so much work we can and we need to do. And so let's come together, let's fight together, let's celebrate together, and at the end of the day, let's empower one another. Again, this is Dr. Holder. Thank you for your time. Let's come together, celebrate Juneteenth. But after this event is over, let's go to work. Take care. Have a good day.
Hey fam, listen, I am Latrice Jester. For many folks that grew up around Tucson, better known as Teresa Cook, from the South Side, from Western Hills. Some right now call it the Vistas. And to many, have the absolute privilege of being called pastor and or bishop jester. It is really an honor and a privilege to pastor a church in the very neighborhood that I grew up in on the south side of Tucson. So let me pause real quick and say to whoever is in charge of this, whoever made the ultimate decision to give me a few moments to just speak about my city, let me say thank you. I am a native Tucsonian, and I say that with pride. Most folks come to Tucson. Some folks think they're stuck in Tucson, but I am from Tucson and proud of the fact that born and raised, because I operate in the mindset that there are great things that come out of Tucson, Arizona. So happy Juneteenth to all of you. And let me attempt for a few moments just to talk to you about it from the perspective of how it was celebrated in our city. Let me say this, if you've been around Tucson any amount of time, you know that the population of African Americans is extremely small. I believe one of the latest census had Pima County population on the other side of 1 million. So don't have the exact number, but on the other side of 1 million. But from an African American perspective, we've always been somewhere between 3 and 5%. So not a lot of us, then or now. So Juneteenth was special because it was a time when we knew, regardless of what side of town you came from, you were gonna see folks. And so there's never been, quote unquote, a black neighborhood. We have areas that were predominantly African American, Western Hills, South Park, Pueblo Gardens, North Side, A Mountain, right, Jollyville. So we had places, east side of town, northwest, south, but there was not a particular black neighborhood. Listen, if I forgot your subdivision, count it to my head. I'm getting old, right? But Juneteenth was the time when we came together and celebrated our culture. Growing up, we were not taught Black history. You were able to get some information on it if you were part of the Black History Club or African American Culture Club, but we weren't taught Black history to really understand the meaning and the importance of Juneteenth. So we know now, and we celebrate the fact that slaves were set free, our people were set free. We get it now, but from a young person's perspective, growing up in Tucson, it was a time for us to know we were going to see each other, regardless of what side of town you're on. We were going to see each other, and it started in a little bitty park, A Mountain Park on San Marcos Boulevard in A Mountain. Small park, and how the world, all of us were at that park loving on each other. Every once in a while, there'd be a little trouble, but listen, our purpose was to find your best outfit and walk the park. Eat at Juneteenth Festival, couple days where we knew, again, we were gonna get together. We had gospel nights. Artists were able to present great food and just be people of color loving on one another. That was our culture. That's what we did and loved it. It grew, so it moved. Kennedy Park, I believe, is where it went to immediately after leaving the mountain. And again, if you've been around for a while, you know we've had multiple locations since then. But what I remember most from the history and from growing up with Juneteenth, we knew we were coming together, and we knew it was a time of celebrating us. And so as we celebrate Juneteenth, a national holiday of the freedom of slavery, might I just push you to remember our culture, to remember where we've come from, to take a moment today and not be negative about Tucson, about what Tucson doesn't have, and simply today celebrate that even before we understood the weight of it, we celebrated it. And so now let's just celebrate in unity the strength and the power of the day we call Juneteenth. as we celebrate freedom. Blessings to you.
Welcome. We welcome you to the Juneteenth 50th anniversary celebration. Now, I want to share with you a little bit about Juneteenth. Juneteenth is considered Freedom Day for the slaves. But in 1865, a Major Granger of the Union Army landed in Galveston, Texas. He informed the slave owners that the Civil War had ended and slavery was abolished. But the Emancipation Proclamation had gone into effect 2 years prior. Now, over 250,000 slaves were shocked at this news. The slave owners withheld the news regarding this proclamation. Now, why do you think that was? Yeah, they wanted to keep their labor force intact. And it's sad to say that the masters, they didn't want to lose their slaves, so many slaves were killed and lynched because they wanted to instill that fear, to keep that fear ongoing. And today, the hate and the racism continues. Now, it's present-day lynching. And I want you to remember the names: George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Eric Garner, Rashad Brooks, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland. No justice, no peace, no racist police. No justice, no peace, no racist police. Southern trees bear a strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the roots, black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees. Pastoral scene of the gallant South, the bulging eyes and the twisted mouth, scent of magnolia, sweet and fresh. Then the sudden smell of burning flesh. Here is a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rot, for the trees to drop. Here is a strange and bitter
Hello, and thanks again for staying tuned with us at our virtual celebration of the 50th anniversary of the Tucson Juneteenth Festival. We're coming live here from our latest site at the Tucson Convention Center, where we had our latest Tucson Juneteenth celebration. It was lively, it was big, it was lovely, and it was indoors. And of course, at this time, I want to bring you a very special event that's very near and dear to me and my family. It's a presentation of the Bernus O, or as you all know him, Bernie Starks Scholarship Fund, presented to you by Kevin and Tanisha Hamilton.
For many years, Bernie Starks made a significant impact in the Southern Arizona arts community. Through music, theater, and community activism, Bernie's talents inspired others to do the same. The Watermark Foundation and Southwest Soul Circuit is honored to present the Bernie Starks Community Service Scholarship during the 2021 Tucson Juneteenth celebration, an organization he participated in for years. This award goes to exceptional young people who seek to perfect their gifts and use their talents in the community. Our 2019 recipient, Shekinah Weekly, has been diligent in developing skills as a singer-songwriter and has also received guidance from legendary hip-hop DJ Spinderella of Salt and Pepper. This year, we will award Adrian Jackson as the 2020 award recipient and Keandra Kiki Dupree Hickson as the 2021 recipient.
Hi, I'm Adrian Jackson, and I believe being a Watermark kid will contribute significantly to my pursuing a career in entertainment. In receiving coaching from Southwest Soul Circuit and Garden Youth Development Project, I'm able to grow and learn about my passion, which is singing. So thank you, Watermark Foundation, for such an opportunity to use my voice for the community in honor of Bernie Starks. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kiki Dupree Hickson. I would like to thank this Watermark Foundation for this opportunity. Receiving this coaching from Southwest Soul Circuit and Garden Youth Project will give me the extra confidence I'll need to pursue my singing dreams. In honor of Bernie Stark, who was a musical inspiration to many, I also continue to use my voice to inspire my community and other youth like me. I look forward to starting. Thank you again for choosing me.
Bernie started collaborating with the Southwest Soul Circuit back in 2010 as a performer and community activist. Bernie's enthusiasm for production and performance made him a strong ally and friend. Bernie believed in our mission to uplift, inspire, and entertain the Southwest by combining community service and music. Even though Bernie's presence is no longer with us, the ideals he sought are still coming to fruition through his Watermark Foundation scholarship. His spirit can be felt today.
June 19th, 1865, a historical marker for our ancestors. Nearly 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was declared, that all persons held as slaves within the rebellious states are, and henceforward, shall be free. Juneteenth marks our true date of independence as African Americans. I am Lucy Labosha. I am a parent. I am a high school math teacher, and I'm running for the office of City Council Ward 3 in November. This is a citywide election, which means that every registered voter in Tucson will have an opportunity to vote for me. I am an independent, which means that I will not participate in the primary election in August. It also means that I do not align myself to any political party. As an independent, I intend to represent you, Tucson, the will of the people, and not a party. Thank you to Miss Valerie and the Juneteenth Committee for allowing me to reach out to you beautiful Black people and to our allies. Real leadership and real power is how we enter the world with intentionality. It's wrapped around the responsibilities we take on. It's how we occupy space. Maya Angelou once said something to the effect of, being a Black woman is not a passive exercise. It's required work. I am my ancestors' keeper. I am the hope of the slave. We are the hopes and the dreams of the slave. That is a responsibility I cannot take lightly. The sacrifices have been too great. Slavery, the Reconstruction period, Jim Crow laws, the Civil Rights era, the new Jim Crow, voter suppression, homegrown terrorism. We are the hope for tomorrow. What we do today matters. I'm running for city council because I have something to say, Tucson. I'm running for city council because I am a change maker. I'm running for city council because I believe in good trouble. I'm running for city council because representation matters. My vision: invest, connect, uplift. I see you, Tucson. It's not just some cool quote that my campaign team and I came up with. It's my vision for my commitment to our shared community. Invest. Stop misusing city budget for things that don't improve the lives of Tucsonans, and instead allocate more funds to housing, community development, and social services. Connect. Create an open dialogue and avenues for collaboration with residents, businesses, and organizations. Create transparency. Begin to build trust again. Uplift. Tackle crime and poverty at the core. Improve pedestrian infrastructure, update public safety, and make it easier, not harder, for people and businesses to thrive. Our mission, it is the how of this campaign. And it involves implementing projects and programs that are inclusive of our community, our stakeholders, and our elected officials. It's that African proverb, it takes a village. Quite simply, Tucson, we are stronger together. I need to remind you that this election year is a mail-in ballots only election. And so in order to vote for me in the general election, you must ensure that you return this address verification card. Ballots for the general election will be mailed October 6th, but you must verify your address prior to receiving your ballot. And so if you've not received one of these notifications, ballot verification cards, please contact the city clerk's office as soon as possible. Visit our website, Lucy 4, City Council, the number 4. Please make a $10 donation. We are a clean elections campaign, which means we are people powered. No PACs, no corporations. We are people powered. We are you. In closing, democracy continues to be challenged, especially for BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color communities. We must continue to work to preserve our right to representation for and by the people. I'm Lucy Labosha. I would love your support in November. Remember, invest, connect, uplift Tucson. My commitment to you. Thank you.
What is Juneteenth for me? Juneteenth is like Disneyland in the desert. For me, it's the music, the community, the fashion, and the culture. To the collective Black 4% of Tucson, This event gives us energy to stop deferring dreams. Juneteenth is our 4th of July. It's our cookout in the park. It's our local Black Coachella. This day is a warm bowl of grits. It nourishes us back to Black History Month. Juneteenth is that deep breath we use as a reset. Juneteenth is a hearken back to our ancestors. It's a thank you for your service, and I got you from here. The feeling of Juneteenth is why I'm running for office. Juneteenth is a nod to where we came from and what we look ahead to. Ahead is natural hairstyles, being unapologetically Black, loving our melanin, and the freedom to love, freedom to love, freedom to love unrestricted. Yes, the future is bright because our influence will be athletics and opera, ballet and African dance, from dinner tables to every stage, and back one day to the White House. Our Black is beautiful. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and thank you again for joining us for the 50th Juneteenth Tucson celebration. I hope you learned some things. I hope you enjoyed yourself as I did. We had some good music, we had some poetry, we had some living legends tell you what Juneteenth meant to them. At this time, I'm coming to you from where I grew up, and we're another historically African-American community here in Tucson and Western Hills. Coming to you from my elementary school, Cabot Elementary. At this time, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the members of the Juneteenth Festival that help us put this on, along with Pima College TV. Our president, Valerie Stanley, Charlotte Mack, vice president, Johnny Bowens, secretary, Jordan Rome, treasurer, Larry Starks, sergeant at arms, Rose Totten, board member, Colleen Stevens, board member, and our committee members, Andres Portillo Alexander, Ada Red Austin, Sadie Shaw, Ophelia Parker, and Terry Contreras. We want to thank everyone for putting this together. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. And at this time, we'd like to close with remarks and a prayer from Grady Scott, Pastor Grady Scott. God bless you all, and thank you.
Growing up on the East Coast, I knew nothing about Juneteenth. We didn't celebrate that as an Independence Day. We did celebrate the 4th of July, but when I moved to Arizona, that I found out about Juneteenth, when we commemorate the day that slaves in Africa, slaves from Africa, found out that they were free 2 years after they were set free. No wonder it's a great celebration. And thank you for allowing me to have this small part in this celebration. We're going to do a closing prayer. But before we do that, I want everybody to remember that we are here today because our ancestors were and are survivors. Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this Juneteenth celebration. And even though we were doing it virtually, we thank you that we could still celebrate our independence from slavery. Now, Lord, be with us as a community. Help us as a people to realize that the same God that delivered our ancestors, our forefathers and mothers, is the same God that is here with us right now. Keep us safe. Watch over us to do your will. In Jesus' name, amen.